What's up, prostitutes? You streetwalkers? I just noticed my cat's over here just chilling, ready to pounce and murder whatever she sees. I always find it funny that when you play with cats, their version of playing is just basically pretend murdering things. I mean, because you know you get the little thing on the stick, and they're they just want to murder it. They want to murder everything. You know, dogs play, they actually play. But it's funny with her though. Like, she'll play fetch, dude. I'll sit on the couch and I'll throw her a little toy, and she'll fucking bring it back in the exact same spot. Drop it down in my lap, and I'll throw it again, and we'll do that for hours. So she is a very, very smart cat, dude. I've never played fetch with a cat before. Got my Red Bull in my mouth roof. Red Bull in my mouth roof. Yeah, I've never had a cat that played fetch before, dude. That's a new one. What's up, bus sluts? My cat don't scratch. She has never scratched me, neither has Banks. Thanks, Zell. I like when you talk about music. Do you like indie rock like The Killers, White Stripes, The Strokes, Arctic Monkeys? That stuff's kind of early 2000s for me, bro. I've kind of grown away from that kind of stuff. I feel like The Killers had like one good album. White Stripes, you know, the more I listen to the White Stripes, the more it's just really, really simplistic, dude. You know what I mean? Like, really simplistic beats, really simplistic songs, and a lot of his songs just kind of blend together, and they all fucking sound the same. If I never heard Seven Nation Army again, it'll be way too soon. I remember when that song came out, because I used to, in high school, I had to take an art class for some fucking reason. It was called Clays and Fibers, and we were allowed to listen to music in it. I remember that song coming on the radio for the first time. I was like, "Oh, this is a jam. What's this?" And everybody's like, "Crank that shit," and cranked it. And I remember one time, it was like the last day of school. I brought in. I'm like, "What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do to me? Fuck them." And I brought in California by Mr. Bungle and put that in Clays and Fibers class and played it. And I put that Air Conditioned Nightmare song on. And everybody's just like, the fuck is this nonsense? It's that song with chuck, 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 chuck. And I'm just like, it's my jam. It's my jam of jams. Everybody's like, what in the fuck is this shit? But there was one guy that knew what it was. And he's just like, we were talking about Mr. Bungle. And I never talked to him before. He's like, I wonder if they're going to release an album this year, because they had like 5-year gaps in between each one of their albums, and at that point, that was when their new album was supposed to come out, but it never happened. Thanks, Colin. I had a pet rabbit that used to play fetch. It was the craziest thing. That is crazy. Usually rabbits aren't that smart. Sweet Charity, bo, 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 bo. I never was a really big fan of California, dude. And I had friends that was their favorite Bungle album, and I always just kind of thought it was their safest, most boring album. I like their self-titled and Disco Volante quite a bit. Disco Volante I fucking hated when I first heard it. Because I remember I had my friend, because at the time I didn't have a credit card or anything to buy stuff online. And I gave my friend some money to order Disco Volante for me off of eBay. And I remember listening to it, bringing it home that day from school and listening to it. And I'm like, man, this album is fucking trash. You know what I mean? But I listened to it like 2 or 3 more times, and I really like it now. I think it's just so fucking crazy. I mean, you can't not like it. You see Limp Bizkit's new style. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, dude. I mean, he ain't got nothing to prove now. Fucking Fred Durst. He's already. We all know he did it all for the nookie bitches. I can't see him getting any more nookie with that look, though. Middle-aged college professor look or something. I don't know what the fuck he's going with that. What do I think of the Switch OLED? You know, it's just one of those things that I want it, but I don't think it's the right step that Nintendo should have taken, dude. They should have made a more powerful system. Because a lot of people don't even play in handheld mode. There's a lot of people I talk to that they do not play ever in handheld mode. I play almost exclusively in handheld mode. So, on the one hand, it's going to be an upgrade for me, I guess, because it's going to be a nicer screen. The resolution's not higher, so it's going to be a bigger screen with the same resolution. Take that as you will. But I just don't think it's worth anybody's time, really. I think it's just it's another Nintendo stopgap until they get something else going. I just can't imagine this is the only system that they're working with in the pipeline here. I always play exclusively handheld. I don't play it docked at all. Very rarely, dude. Because what I'll do is I'll play it on my couch and I'll have something going on the TV. So I'll have background going on or a movie going on and I'll play my Switch. And I really like doing that. The only time I'll play like Switch docked is if I'm playing like Mario Galaxy or something like that you really can't play that handheld. You can, but to try to get those star bits by touching the screen, it's just really awkward. I got Ion Fury on Switch. I think that game's really, really hard to play on Switch. I'm not able to play it. I don't think the sticks work very well for that game. I think that, first of all, I think Ion Fury is just way too difficult, dude. Like, I'm really good at, like, old school shooters, but Ion Fury is fucking brutal, dude. Like, god damn. Like, I've tried several times now to really get into that game, and that game is just fucking brutal. I don't know what it is, but I've been playing my Xbox Series X here the last couple days. I bought some games for it. Well, I bought 2 games for it. They had that South Park Stick of Truth for sale for $9, and I'd never beat that, so I bought that. I was playing it last night, and then I bought, they got Forza Motorsport 7 for $20 with all the DLC and all the cars, because it's the end of the life for that. They're not going to sell it anymore. So it's $20. It's an $80 game for $20. I picked that up because I like Forza. So I was rocking some Forza. That's a really good game, Forza 7, dude. I have Hades on computer. Somebody donated it to me. You just bought a Fiero? I don't recommend it, bro. I do not recommend it. Make sure you look how you refill that fucking coolant, bro. Do not take that Fiero to any garage to do anything for you, dude, because they're not going to know how to do anything on that car, dude. They're going to put it on the lifts, and they're going to smash the fucking coolant pipes on the side of that fucking car, dude, and you're screwed. In order to add any coolant to that car, dude, you got to take the fucking... You gotta take the thing, take shit off the fucking engine, and then, like, run it with the coolant going, and then burp the radiator, and you gotta do a bunch of stuff, dude. You can't have any air at all in that fucking line, dude, or it's gonna overheat and just destroy the car, dude. That car is a pain in the ass, and I regret ever getting it. Your dad's moving to Florida. He gave me his 86 IROC Z with 358 small block. It's fucking scary. I'll take that off your hands. Yes, sir. Fieros are just too much work for the amount of power that you get. They're too much work, dude. And I'm going to tell you, right now, you're going to have a hard time finding parts for it. The mechanic that I go to, he had the hardest time finding parts for that car, dude. He had to, like, ship them in from, like, 5 states away. It took fucking a month to get there. Like, a lot of these older parts for that car are just not being made anymore. You know, if anything interior breaks in that car, you're fucked, dude. Because, I mean, a lot of that stuff is custom made for the Fiero. So God help you if anything happens to the interior of that car, dude. You named it Rob. What year did you get? Hopefully you got a 89 or an 88. I heard Chris Chan's being held in a women's jail, but I also heard that they transferred him out of a women's jail, and they're classifying him as a man. So I've heard multiple things. I wish I could stream on my fucking Series X, dude. Like, I just don't understand why I can stream with a push of a button on the PS5 right to YouTube like it ain't no thing, but Series X is a fucking pain in the ass. Because I'd like to play some Forza. And I also got this game on Series X called The Ascent. That's pretty cool. It's like a Diablo overhead shooter type RPG. That's really cool. It's on Game Pass. Yeah, I thought he was in a men's jail. I'm glad. Dude, that video I made took off, son. That took off. 10,000 views in less than a week. Almost 1,000 likes. Man. I gotta be honest, you know, I was like, man, I hope this one does well. There was only a handful of people that were disagreeing, and I think they were trolls. This one guy was like, he changed his information. He's a woman. He's legally a woman. I'm like, no, doesn't matter what kind of paperwork that fucking goober filled out, dude. He's a fucking man. He's doing it for attention. He's a fucking loser. Okay, I'm not playing these games. I can't even believe we even have to have the conversation if Chris Chan is a man or not. This is what society has fallen into now. This is how low we've gotten. That we actually have to have a conversation, and I have to make a video telling people that this obvious man with his hair grown out, his mom's bra on, and My Little Pony shirts, and fucking female dresses and shit that he wears, I have to actually state that this man is a fucking man. You know, I legally, I put that in a comment, I was like, I legally don't give a fuck what you think. Or the chest beating, any kind of bullshit anybody wants to say, he's a fucking dude. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, actual trans people and actual women, I'm not sure why they would want to claim him in the first place, because he's just making y'all look bad, full stop. Full stop. It brings down women in general. If it's that easy to be a woman, that all I gotta do is put a wig on and be like, I'm a woman now, you know, and then that's that. Put some grow some titties out, put a wig on, I'm a woman now. It's that easy? I thought it took a little bit more than that to be a fucking woman, dude. You know, women are amazing and do a lot of amazing things. And then this guy, no, dude, he's a piece of shit. He's a rapist. And I'm not gonna fucking play these games. He did the bare minimum, dude. You know, the trans people I know, because I do have friends that are trans, you know, they went through the fucking procedures. They cost a lot of money, okay, and they put their bodies through hell so they could do this. And the trans people that I know also don't give a fuck if you say he, she, it, whatever, dude. They're comfortable in their own bodies. They don't give a fuck what you call them. These people that want to beat their chest and make a big deal out of this pronoun shit are the fucking fakes. Are the dumbasses that either aren't trans or don't know any trans people, or are the bullshit trans people that don't even put any effort into it and just want attention. Those are the ones that make a big deal out of this pronoun shit, because the actual trans people I know don't give a rat's ass. Thanks, though. I'm into the gender stuff myself, and being associated with Chris makes me ashamed. Yeah, it's pretty bad, dude. It's pretty bad. He makes everybody look bad. He makes autistic people look bad. Every group that he goes into, he destroys with his fucking nonsense. My Little Pony, LGBTQ, everybody. He's a fucking loser, dude. He's a government sponge. Government money sponge. Every single one of us is supporting this dumbass with our fucking tax dollars. Okay, we are supporting him sitting on his ass all day, every day. Okay, fucking blow-up dolls. Okay, fucking his mom. Buying, you see all the shit that's in his house. He doesn't work for that. He's using state-run tax stuff. Okay, because he don't want to go and get a job, dude. This man has literally been playing make-believe for the last 20-some years, dude. I mean, he's what, 39 now? I mean, what? I mean, it's just he's never going to grow up, dude. It's literally he's going to be a government sponge for the rest of his life. And, you know, I've seen the reports about where they're like, well, he was manipulated into fucking his mom and blah, blah, blah. I was like, dude, if you're that fucking idiotic and that easily manipulated to be like, hey, you should fuck your mom. Okay, sounds like a good idea. I'll get right on that. Dude, he needs to be put away, dude. He needs to be put away. Because the next person that manipulates him could be like, yeah, you should go over there and kill all those people ruthlessly with an axe. And light the axe on fire first, so it's like a flaming axe, so you get the cutting of the axe, but also the flame, so it's like double the pain. He's like, oh, it's a good idea. Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck all the people that's manipulating him. They should all be charged, especially that woman in the video that's about ready to laugh the entire time she's talking about him fucking his mom, and she knows how bad it is. But also fuck Chris, okay? He is responsible for his own actions. He is a grown-ass fucking man, okay? And like I said, if he's that manipulable, to be able to do that, and all it takes is a little suggestion from these people who are obviously trolls and have been fucking him around for most of his adult life, then fuck this guy, dude. He needs to be in jail if he's that fucking retarded. Thanks, Death. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm in favor of people that don't put any effort because it's not hard for me to change he to she, but Chris Chan is a dude. Exactly, dude. I mean, I'm not playing these games. People are more worried about the pronouns than the crimes that people commit anymore, dude. All these articles that came out, they're more concerned about what jail this fucking idiot is going into than the fact that if his mom's okay. Nobody in the articles or the comments are worried about if the mom is okay, or you know, what other bad shit that this guy has done. They're just worried about, you know, that this self-righteous fucking pronoun shit, dude, that nobody cares about. Nobody cares anymore about this shit. You know, this chest beating and this fucking bullshit can only go on for so long before people just get turned off and they don't want to play this game anymore, dude. Thanks, Dirk. My girlfriend finds Kevin Hart funny. Should I end it with her? Yeah. I think you should sleep with her best friend. Right in front of her. For sure. And her mom, too. I think you should sleep with her mom. You should double team her best friend and her mom at the same time. So, like, pretend like there's a surprise party, like she's like your girlfriend's coming home from work, and as soon as she opens the door, make sure you're just like sticking it in her mom's butt, like right there, and then end it. Be like, I think we should see other people. You know, like right when she walks in the door. That seems fair to me. Because Kevin Hart is not funny, dude. Kevin Hart is not funny. Dude, and I didn't even tell you guys, dude. Like, I seen Space Jam 2. Oh, God. Oh. I get violently ill even thinking about it, dude. Guys. This movie is the worst fucking thing ever created by mankind. Like, I can't believe how bad it is. Like, however bad that you guys think Space Jam 2 is gonna be, it's like times infinity worse than that. Like, I cannot fucking believe it. Nothing in this movie works. Nothing. Okay, LeBron James is fucking horrendous in it. Alright, the Looney Tunes don't even act right in it. They don't even act like themselves. Like, it's weird. Like, the way they acted in Space Jam and, you know, like, and all that stuff, they don't even act like that anymore. It's obvious Bugs Bunny's voice isn't the same because that one guy died. And Bugs Bunny's voice goes in and out and sounds weird at certain times. Doesn't even sound like Bugs Bunny. Thanks, Gizmo. Chris Chan shit is the equivalent of wanting a male prisoner free because he's cute and handsome for jail. Well, yeah, which happened too many times. Exactly, dude. It's Caddyshack too bad, dude. It doesn't even make any fucking sense! Like, here's the story, okay? Alright, so, like, it starts with, like, LeBron as a kid, and he's playing the original Game Boy. First of all, he's playing the original Game Boy in 1998, which nobody ever did in the history of time. He's playing Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle for some fucking reason. Then his coach is like, you gotta focus on basketball. So he fucking puts the Game Boy in the trash can, like anybody would actually do that. And then, like, fast forward, and then he's got kids now, and his son makes a video game. Like, he's 12 years old and makes this, like, horrible-looking circa 2005 fucking cell phone game that looks like dog shit. And, like, he wants to be a game designer, but his dad wants him to play basketball. But somehow they go to WB headquarters, because WB wants him to be in a movie or something. So there's a Serververse guy watching the pitch meeting, and it's Don Cheadle. He's like a AI in the server... Oh, hold on, I just have, like, mini strokes even talking about it. And so LeBron James is like, no, I don't want to be in movies, which pisses off the server guy. So he sucks him into the Serververse, holds his kid hostage until he plays a basketball game for some reason, like the two have anything to do with each other. So he has to go and get a basketball team together. Okay. So he drops him down in the Toonland, and there's nobody in Toonland except Bugs Bunny. So Bugs Bunny's like, you know, doing, like, the zany stuff for, like, no reason. Oh, there's Bugs Bunny's in a truck, gonna run him over, and, oh, it's duck season, no, it's rabbit season, and it's like, what? And, okay, and, like, nothing looks good. Like, the animation looks like dog shit compared to, like, this movie from 1996, compared to the first one. And then they gotta go and get the other Looney Tunes, which are all in different, like, movie lands. So the old lady is in fucking Matrix Land for some reason, and so is Speedy Gonzalez. And then Elmer Fudd is in Austin Powers Land, and I'm not even remotely making that up. Oh God. Okay, so like they take that scene from Austin Powers. They don't even change anything. They take the scene from Austin Powers when Mini-Me is first introduced. So it's like dun dun dun. And the doors open up, and then instead of Mini-Me, it's Elmer Fudd standing there like, what? The fuck? And then, like, I think they get Yosemite Sam from, like, Casablanca land? Like, what kid would know what Casablanca is? What the fuck is this? And then... And then they just, like, they go and get Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner from Mad Max land? What the fuck? Okay, why would they go to Mad Max? Kids don't know what this is. Okay? How many kids? This is supposed to be aimed towards kids. It's Looney Tunes. And why would they know what Mad Max? It's a rated R movie. Like, what is this shit? Dude, like, it's just... Ain't none of it makes any sense, dude. And then they get and then they get everybody. Okay? And then the whole, like, last half of the movie is the basketball game. And you think it's like, it's gonna be basketball. It's not basketball. It's like basketball with no rules at all. Okay? And you know, like, the first movie had the Monstars, and the Monstars had personality. You know, like, they had character to them. Okay? Oh, who were they facing in Space Jam 2? Oh, bird guy with the unibrow comes swooping in. Oh, the bird guy. And oh, here's snake woman. I'm a snake. Okay, and here's fire changing into ice guy. Fire, ice. Okay, spider person guy. Spider person. Spider. Arachnotron or something. AIDS! Okay? AIDS! Of the highest order. Like, there's, like, no rules. How are you going to have a game and have any kind of competition when there's no rules? They're literally doing 400 and 500 pointers. Okay, Wile E. Coyote builds a machine that launches out 5,000 basketballs into the goddamn hoop, like, and they all go in the hoop, and he gets like 1,000 points. LeBron James makes like 12 points through the whole goddamn thing. Wile E. Coyote wins the game. Like, literally, without the basketball machine that he makes, they would have lost. So Wile E. Coyote is the MVP. Like, LeBron James doesn't even know how to play the motherfucking thing through most of it. Now, why is he even there? And then we got Tweety out there. Like, why is Tweety... The fucking basketball is bigger than Tweety! Okay, when you pass Tweety the ball, it smashes her into a pancake. Why is she in the game, dude? Are you telling me there's no other Looney Tunes characters they can get? It's just fucking retarded, dude. Then they get this, like... Thanks, Bird, for doing ROMs today in Venture Island. One, okay. A better basketball movie is Slam Dunk Ernest, which is saying something. Like, it's just fucking horrible, dude. Then they have to... they make this big deal about getting these Looney Tunes characters. And once they get them, half of them don't even do anything anymore, dude. Like, they go and get Speedy Gonzales, and I don't even think Speedy Gonzales even does anything through the rest of the movie. Like, I literally cannot remember Speedy Gonzales doing anything in this movie. They make a big deal about going and getting Lola Bunny. And you know where they get Lola Bunny at? Wonder Woman World. So they go into Wonder Woman World, which is a giant floating comic book. And then, like, Lola Bunny wants to be Wonder Woman. So it's like scene for scene... the bullshit from, like, Wonder Woman where she's, like, gonna do the trials. And they go and get Lola Bunny, and they make a big deal about this, and she literally does jack shit through, like, the whole movie. Like, you remember, like, in the first Space Jam, how big a part Lola Bunny had, and, like, the chemistry with Bugs and all this shit? It's gone. It's just completely gone. They act like they don't even know each other now. It's, like, fucking weird. They barely acknowledge that they've done this basketball shit before. Like, it's just so bad, dude. The only reason I watched it is because it's going to go off of HBO Max here pretty soon in like 4 days. So if you guys are interested in watching it and you have HBO Max, check it out. I can't believe how bad it is. Like, it is so fucking bad. Like, then there's this, like, robot guy called Kronos or something. So there's this scene, it doesn't even make any sense. So this, like, time manipulating robot comes out, and he, like, stops time so, like, LeBron James's son throws a piece of popcorn in the air, and then Kronos stops time, and it's like boom, don't, and then Kronos goes and like everybody's frozen, so like LeBron James is like, and then like Kronos like puts a pirate face on him or something, and then the piece of popcorn is like floating in the air, and then he like turns Roadrunner around the other way, and it's like, there's no rules! Like, how are you gonna have a game when anybody can do anything? The first Space Jam was somewhat grounded in reality. It was still basketball rules. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, dude. Then at the end, the bad guy just straight up starts cheating. He starts just changing the score, all willy-nilly, like it ain't nothing. Like, it's unbelievable, dude. Like, there's no rules. How can you have a game with any structure, with any actual, like, root for anybody when anybody could do anything, dude? Like, the spider, like, smashes the ball into LeBron James's face, so it goes into the hoop, hits LeBron James, goes back into the hoop, like, over and over again, and gets, like, 500 baskets. Like, what the fuck? So by halftime, they're 1,000 points behind. It's just fucking retarded, dude. Like, I can't believe it. I don't know what's worse. I don't know what could possibly be worse than this movie for this year, dude. I really don't. It shouldn't have been made, dude. It shouldn't have been made. I think what kills me the most is, like, how little the Looney Tunes actually act like the Looney Tunes. Like, they don't act right. And like I said, the voices are not right. Bugs Bunny's voice goes in and out from sounding really, really good to sounding nothing like Bugs. And it, like, threw me off through most of the movie. Like, it was really weird. Then they change them from cartoon characters into, like, horrible circa 2005 CG characters that look 100% factually worse than the actual animation did. 25 years later, you're going to make the sequel, dude. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. Well, it didn't do well in theaters, so... They actually have the audacity to be like, oh, we're going to make another one with The Rock, and it's going to be about wrestling. No, you're not. Okay, make one about this dick. Yeah, make one about this dick, Warner Brothers, you fucking dumbasses. You fucking kidding me? Then they go into, like... They go into superhero world or something. So they're in Metropolis with Superman and the Batmobile, which makes no sense. And then they're, like, on a speeding train, and then Superman's there, and it's just... Ah! Dude, like... Try to explain this to somebody, dude. It literally sounds like a fever dream. It literally sounds like I had COVID, and my brain got too fucking hot, and my, like, 104 degree temperature, and melted my fucking brain, and this is, like, the images I seen. The only good thing about the entire movie is two things. This is the two things that's good about this movie. Number one, in superhero land, they use the actual animation from the Superman and Batman cartoons. Like, they're drawn the exact same way. I liked that. And I liked the Porky Pig rap. That was it. That was it. For some reason, in the middle of the basketball game, which, you know, I'm already, at this point in the movie, it's like an hour and a half in, so I'm just like this. So anything could have been better, dude. Like, Porky Pig could have, like, shit on the ground and started rubbing it all over himself, and I wouldn't have even, it would have been an improvement from what was happening. But they stopped in the middle of this, and then Porky Pig was going to lay down a rap. So, like, the main bad guy said something that rhymed, and then Daffy Duck's like, oh, we're going to rap now? We're going to do this? And then it's like, take it away, Porky. And it's like, oh, okay. So he's like, boom! And he starts laying down a rap. And that was kind of clever. Let's get the fat pig that can't talk to do a rap. I liked that. Okay, but that was it, guys. There was nothing else. Yeah, Rick and Morty were in it for a second. The Monstars had a super, super quick appearance at the end. It's pretty bad when the rap battle in a basketball themed movie is the best part. It's terrible, dude. I cannot believe the Space Jam song is not in that movie. Now, welcome to the Space Jam. Like, the original movie had such a better soundtrack, dude. Like, all the music in this movie is trash. Unknown rappers, a bunch of retards that nobody cares about. Thanks, KT. What's up, Rob? Finally caught you on stream. Oh, yeah, talking about Space Jam 2. Dude, yeah, dude. It's Garbo. Garbage. Nice, cool guy. Rob, you following the Silent Hills abandoned BS? Oh, I don't know what that is, bro. Thanks, Sal. What do you think of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies? I liked the first two back in the day. I don't know how well they would hold up. I feel like 2 would hold up fairly well. I don't think the first one would. 3 was never good to begin with. Although it's unintentionally funny sometimes to watch. Thanks, Jawbreaker. Space Jam didn't need a sequel 25 years later. If they couldn't bring Jordan back, just let the damn thing rest. It's not like Jordan was that great of an actor in it either, dude. Like, me and my brother, we went back and watched the first movie. Well, bits and pieces of it. I watched the ending basketball game and certain things. And it is, it is bad. Like, the original movie is bad. It's a bad movie. But it's fucking Citizen Kane compared to the new one. Even as a kid, me and my brothers were disappointed in Space Jam. Like, Space Jam came out in 96. I was 10 years old, okay? I was easily pleased, okay? It didn't take much to entertain me, okay? If I found a movie from the library that had a pair of titties in it, I would rewind and pause that pair of titties for 2 days straight and just look at the titties. Like, that's all it took for me, dude. It did not take much, okay? If there was a movie where somebody's head exploded or something, I was in it, dude. I was in there. It's the best movie ever. I would talk about it for 2 weeks straight. Did you see that? His head exploded, dude. It was awesome. And the titties, you see them titties? It did not take much to entertain me. And Space Jam disappointed me, dude. Like, it didn't do it for me back then, and it still doesn't do it for me now. The movie is all over the place. The pacing is garbage. When the Looney Tunes aren't on the screen, the movie is fucking boring. Like, you got these basketball players that cannot fucking act in it, bringing down the whole show. The ending basketball game is really good, but it's just kind of ends abruptly. I feel like I always felt like back then it did, and it still does. It's a weird movie. Wayne Knight is like weird in it. Bill Murray's in it for some reason. He pretty much saves the movie, like he does in every movie he's in, even though he's a total asshole, and you can just tell. And, Michael Jordan at least didn't need a stunt double to play basketball because he's a basketball player in a basketball movie like LeBron did. LeBron James needed a stunt double to play basketball in a basketball movie. You can't even make this stuff up. But, like I said, it did not take much to entertain me as a kid. Dude, I was 10 years old. And I did not care for Space Jam that much. We had it on VHS. I would watch it. It got to the point that I would not watch the whole movie. I would just watch the basketball game at the end because it was just boring to me. It's a childhood memory. And like I said, I liked the soundtrack to Space Jam probably more than Space Jam, dude. Lost in Translation is Bill Murray's Oscar grab movie that he made. I don't think it's bad, but it's not as good as everybody makes it out to be. A lot of people make that movie out to be a big deal because, number one, Bill Murray's in a serious role, and number two, Sofia Coppola made and directed it, and she got a lot of shit back in the day for being in Godfather 3 and ruining that movie with her terrible acting. So this was like her big comeback, you know what I mean? So like everybody made a big deal about it. I thought it was an okay movie. I mean, I don't know. I thought their relationship was believable, and I liked the end where he whispers something in her ear and you don't know what it is, and they got this little thing. It's yeah, it's not a very exciting movie, but you know, Bill Murray is able to act very serious in it, and I've seen worse movies. That's for sure. I don't own it, and I haven't seen it in like 10, 15 years, if that tells you anything. It's been a while since I've seen it. The end was nice. I like the ending, and it's just a really basic movie. I like the Japanese stuff in it. I always had a fascination with Japan and Japanese girls and shit like that. Dude, I've always wanted to bang me an Asian girl, and it's cool to look around at all that stuff, you know, in Japan and whatever. It's no Dead Poet Society. It's no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Like, it's a completely different movie. You're saying comedian in a serious role type movie. I see what you're saying, but it's like, okay. It's no Scary Movie 4. It's no Scary Movie 6. There's not even a Scary Movie 6, dude. I'm just saying. Have I seen Whiplash with the drums? I think I did see that. I've been showing people that movie for almost 10 years because of you. You got me into Old Boy. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, Old Boy. Yeah, that movie's crazy. I love Old Boy. Yeah, that ending, that twist ending is pretty crazy. CSL. Thanks, Pika. Director said that people angry about the way Lola Bunny looks are super weird. I mean, she looks fundamentally worse. You know, like, I don't know why. I mean, I'm not going to make a big deal about the fact that, you know, Lola Bunny don't have titties anymore. Okay, because I'm a grown-ass man and I don't care about no bunny titties. But at the same time, she's supposed to be a female. She had titties in the last movie. Now she just looks like a boy. You know, like she just literally does, you know, it looks like a generic brand, flat-chested boy. Like that's just like a pink color or something. You know, like it's just weird. What do I think about 4K Blu-rays? I like 4K Blu-rays and I own some of them, but I think they're too expensive for what you get. I feel like unless your TV is in like the upper echelon of picture quality, 4K Blu-rays are a waste of time. You're really not going to notice that much of a difference from the Blu-ray. Like I have a Blu-ray of Evil Dead 2 and the regular Blu-ray, and I have a 4K of Evil Dead 2, and I've literally put them side by side, and dude, it's really minute differences, dude. There are some movies that work better than others. I feel like the 4K of Terminator 2 is pretty good. But Terminator 2 was filmed on a film stock that was already grainy to begin with, and there's not really a whole lot you're going to be able to do with it. So a lot of people didn't like how clean the image was in the 4K of Terminator 2. I didn't mind it because it got rid of some of that film grain and made it a little bit clearer. If I want 50,000 different versions of Terminator 2 with the film grain in it, they're out there. But you gotta watch 4K Blu-rays on a very upper echelon TV to be able to even notice, and it's gotta be a big TV too. Speedy Gonzalez is in the new Space Jam for like 2 seconds. And of course, he's in it, and the only thing he does is dodge Matrix bullets by going like, Andale, andale, Reba, Reba. That's like the only thing they can possibly come up with. I was wondering if you remember the YouTuber Cloud8745 from way back. I feel like he kind of paved the way for PewDiePie. Yeah, I vaguely remember him. Have I seen any good films this year? Yeah, I've seen some. I feel, but the ones I'm seeing are older movies, like Midsummer. Midsummer did not come out this year, but I watched it this year. Do I like Rage Against the Machine? They're okay. I feel like a lot of their songs sound the same. You know? Like, I was getting into an argument here. Not really an argument, but a discussion with one of my friends, and because he's so into Metallica. And it's just like, dude, and I stopped him because he's talking about Metallica and how great they are. And I'm like, dude, how can you get into this band as much as you do? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, they haven't had a masterpiece album like since the 80s, bro. I mean, their last couple albums are just treading water. Saint Anger was the fucking Antichrist. They didn't have jack shit through most of the 90s. I mean, we're talking Load, Reload, Garage Inc., a bunch of trash. They had the Black Album in the very beginning of the 90s, which is completely played out. So all you're left with is Kill 'Em All to Justice for All, and it's like, how many times can you play these albums? Justice for All is mastered so poorly with like no bass in it at all. It sounds like shit. So it's just like serious discussion time, bro. Like, how are you still so into this band? He's just like, I just love them, man. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, you're listening to the same 5 songs. Saint Anger is trash, dude. The drums in that album sounds like he's hitting a fucking trash can. And the trash cans are filled with puke. Garbage. Nah, Saint Anger's puke pile, dude. The drums on that album are horrendous. It literally sounds like you're hitting a fucking metal trash can lid. I think Saint Anger is like the worst fumble ever from a big band. I like the Black Album too, dude, but how many times can you listen to Enter Sandman? Okay? It goes back to Led Zeppelin 4, okay? How many times can you listen to these songs before it's like, okay, I get that the album's good, but I'm burnt the fuck out on it. Like, I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it with the Black Album anymore. When it comes to Load and Reload, I like King Nothing. And that's about as far as it goes on that. Saint Anger is an abomination. And I feel like their 2 newer albums are like a Metallica cover band trying to sound like Metallica. Like, I don't think it's that great. The songs just aren't that catchy. I don't find myself listening to anything off those new albums. But my friend is like, just gets so into Metallica. I was like, dude, Iron Maiden is still making music, and Iron Maiden is still good. Like, Iron Maiden puts out albums all day long. In the last decade and a half here, they've made several really good albums. Like, that new Iron Maiden song that came out is awesome. I like it. Metallica is just boring, dude. Thanks, Big Chungus. Enter Sandman, the theme for talk radio shock jocks. I can't do it anymore. It's just terrible, dude. I mean, I can't listen to this stuff anymore. It's like, sure, okay, I like Master of Puppets, dude. I like Ride the Lightning. I like stuff off Kill 'Em All. I like some certain songs off of Injustice. But they made an album with no bass! They, turned the bass off to, piss the bassist off. Like, yeah, just lower the bass. Lower it some more. Lower it some more. Until when you listen to Injustice and you know about the bass, it drives you crazy. Because it's like listening to a White Stripes album or something with no bass. The only way I can listen to that album is listening to people on YouTube that take it and add the bass up and raise the bass. It's just weird. Master of Puppets is a great song, dude. I love Master. Master. I like it. But, you know what? Come here, come here. That album came out in 1986! Okay? That album came out the year I was born. Now the fucking camera is blurry because I yelled at it. I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry, camera, for pissing you off. The album is 34 years old! Tears for Fears. It won't be unforgiven. I can't do it. Lars Ulrich is a shitty drummer, dude. Sweating bullets. Hello, me. It's me again. In my way of life. It's goofy, dude. I don't really... when it comes to Megadeth, I can't... I don't get it. Okay? I can only... I back in the day, I went through a little spurt with Megadeth. I bought their Greatest Hits album, Rust in Peace, a few other things. I just don't get it. I don't think that they're that great. Like, when it comes to Megadeth, like, they'll have a song that I sort of like, and then something will ruin it. You know? Like, something in it will ruin it. Either the way he sings, or the way that the track goes, or it's too long, or something in it will just, like, get on my nerves. And then they'll make really stupid shit. Like, what's that? Tout le monde? Or get the fuck out of here with that shit, dude. Symphony of the Destruction, yeah. I mean, they got tunes. It's just, I don't know. Peace Sells would probably be the one I choose to. Peace Sells! Who's buying? Peace Sells! Who's buying? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's like Slipknot too, dude. They'll have a song that's like, ooh, I like this. Ooh. Oh, no, it sucks now. There's a lot of that. Yeah, Peace Sells and Rust in Peace. It's about as far as it goes. And I just don't like Dave Mustaine as a person, dude. He gets on my nerves. He's still crying and whining about getting fired from Metallica. Like, 40 years ago, dude! Okay? Move along! Move along, okay? God damn it. The other bassist got fucking killed. If you had stayed in the band, maybe you would have been the one that get killed. You gotta look at it in different fucking ways. You got fired because you're a fucking drunk. Okay? You couldn't stop drinking for 5 seconds, dude, and the band got rid of you. Fleetwood Mac has one good album, has been played to death. What's that album they got? That is a masterpiece album, though. Face Destroyer, how are you? I'm good. I'm doing good. What is that Fleetwood Mac album that's their most famous album? The one that came before Tusk. I really like that album, though. They had other albums other than that. That's not true that they had one album, but that's their big album. Rumors, yeah. Rumors is really, really good. I mean, most bands can only dream of having an album as good as Rumors, dude. I mean, like, every song on there is, like, really good, dude. I love You Can Go Your Own Way. There's, like, that's one of my favorite songs of all time. So, I mean, Rumors is an excellent album. Tusk, that came afterwards, was, like, really weird. It was, like, a double album and fucking huge. And I do like some songs off of that, but Thanks, Jawbreaker. I don't like Iron Maiden at all. To me, they're a hair metal band with cool art. I like Iron Maiden a lot. I got nothing bad to say about Iron Maiden, dude. Iron Maiden is interesting because I don't like the same albums that some people like. Like, some people like to bust nuts about Killers. Oh, Killers is such a... No, I don't really like Killers. I like their self-titled more than Killers. I would say I like their self-titled. I like Number of the Beast. Peace of Mind has a couple songs I like. I think it's a big drop-off from Number of the Beast, in my opinion. And then I like Power Slave. I like... Somewhere in Time is really, really good. My favorite is Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Fear of the Dark. It's got some songs I like off of it. Then they get into the 90s period, and it's kind of bad. Bruce Dickinson leaves. Then he comes back in 2000 for that other album. They've been pretty good ever since. Yeah, I know. A lot of people say Killers is their favorite. I don't get it. I think Killers is boring. I don't care for the Blaze Days either. I like their Greatest Hits album. That's one way. I like the Greatest Hits. Rest of it can suck my dick. Somewhere in Time, dude. Wasted Years. Hell yeah. Blaze Bailey. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, my name is Blaze. Hot fire. Nah, dude, you're a loser. Get out of here. Somewhere in Time and Seventh Son. How is there no Seventh Son favorites in here? Come on. Somebody better have Seventh Son as their favorite. You guys are disappointing me. Seventh Son is a masterpiece, and it's like one of their only concept albums, too. Get that Seventh Son on here, bitches. Seventh Son and Somewhere in Time and Power Slave are their best. If you like Paul Di'Anno, era Maiden, check out the band Blade Killer. Hell yeah. Primus is okay. Primus is not a band that you want to listen to in like marathon runs, you know what I mean? Like, I had their discography at one time, and I remember listening to like, okay, Brown album and blah blah blah, and going through all their stuff, and it's just it all starts to bleed together. They all have the same sound to them, and they're just not my favorite band. They're okay. I love Rush. Now you find most of their stuff annoying. Well, I mean, if you don't like the lead singer, then that band is not going to work for you. No Prayer for the Dying sucks shit. That's why I forgot it on purpose. No Prayer for the Dying was the album Iron Maiden made that ended their string of masterpieces. So it was like, Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, fucking Power Slaves, okay, and then somewhere, and then and then 1990 hits. It's like No Prayer for the Dying, and their dicks is like, boo. That album was not that great. I only like one Ween song. Ocean Man, take me by the hand, make me do the thing, and you understand. Any bands that you think are overrated? That's an interesting question, because I was actually thinking about that yesterday. I was thinking about the Black Eyed Peas, and I was like, man, nobody talks about this band anymore. And when they do, they talk about like how shitty they are, and I'm just like, they are pretty bad. And when you go back and like listen to like most of their stuff, it's just like boring, safe as fuck, mid-2000s garbage, dude. Like, I can't believe anybody ever got into this band, dude. Like, that's my number one currently is the Black Eyed Peas. Like, if they came, I feel like if they came around now, nobody would listen to them at all, dude. Like, they are so boring, so safe. Like, everything about them, dude. That one song they had with the muzzle tough. It's like, get the fuck out of my face, dude. I've got the feeling, ooh, and tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Feeling, ooh, muzzle tough. That's the fucking most retarded song ever made, dude. The only thing I like, let's get retarded. I like the song title to that song, and that's it. If Rob ever worked out in a gym, does it look like I work out in a gym, dude? I mean, honestly, no. Thanks, Jawbreaker. You need to listen to some punk. I don't like punk, bro. Grimple Pimple. Disorder, State of Fear, UK Subs, Verukers. No, I don't like punk, dude. Yeah, Black Eyed Peas is garbage, dude. I feel like where Black Eyed Peas gets worse with time, Outkast gets better with time. And I wish those guys would like make up and make a new album. I don't know why my camera getting blurry here. There we go. Yeah, I like Outkast. Offspring. I don't know, dude. I don't feel like Offspring has had anything worth a damn for a really long time now. So it's just like, I can only go back and listen to Keep 'Em Separated and, shit like that so many times before I'm just fucking over it, dude. Now, don't get me wrong. Offspring Americana is the first album I ever bought. That's the first album I ever owned. So don't get me wrong. Pretty Fly for a White Guy, all that shit. I had it. That and Jock Jams were the two CDs I got first. So I liked Offspring, but I can only handle it so much, like they haven't had anything good for a long time, dude. Anything. Filter, nah. That's another period of music that is not my style anymore. Do you think it's not fun anymore that Saturday morning cartoons are not airing behind your TV? Yeah, well, I could hardly ever get up in time for Saturday morning cartoons anyways, dude. I've always been a sleeper. I've always liked my sleep. The only time I really watched Saturday morning cartoons is like when I was super young, dude. Gotta keep them separated. Yeah, Offspring were awesome back in the day. Green Day was pretty good back in the day too, and look what happened to them. Crazy Taxi, oh my god, yeah. How can you even think of Crazy Taxi without thinking of fucking Offspring? Your top favorite artists of all time are Elvis Presley, AC/DC, the Ramones, Suicide Machines, and Green Day. I don't get the Ramones thing at all, bro. Whitesnake's good. I saw Whitesnake. I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, I saw Whitesnake. They were good. They rocked it, dude. Still the Night came on. And still the night, boom, boom, baby, around on the ground. And still the night, baby. Still the night, gonna suck that dick all up in my mouth roof. It was good. Whitesnake was good. David Coverdale was up there rocking it. I'm supposed to be seeing Alice Cooper here in the end of September. It's going to be Ace Frehley and Alice Cooper. If Ace Frehley can not be drunk for 10 minutes and actually, you know, get to the gig, that'd be nice. Supposedly he's clean now, so we shall see. It's funny, I was looking up stuff about Whitesnake, and I didn't realize that Here I Go Again on My Own, the version that we know and love, was actually a remade version of a song they made earlier in, like, the early 80s, late 70s. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought that was just an original song. I didn't know they remade it. Hold on, Ani's calling. What's up? I'm streaming. Why? What's up? He's in the room. He hasn't left the fucking room all day, dude. Alright, Beppo. Alright. Yep, we're having a good time. Alright, love you. Yeah, I didn't know that. Thanks, Jawbreaker. Listen to Carp's self-titled LP is Boss Sauce. Boss Sauce. I think Boss Sauce would be a good band name. But yeah, I didn't know that. I went and listened to the original Here I Go Again, and I was like, this kind of sucks. I was like, they made a good decision remaking this. Yeah, I watched Ace's video on Chris Chan. I kind of wish he just would have made a rant about it. I wanted to kind of like just know his opinions about it. Do you like Wayne's World? I think everybody liked Wayne's World. For a long time as a kid, I liked Wayne's World 2 better, but then at a certain point, I switched back over to the first one. Wayne's World 2 is very, very dependent on movie references. Like, the whole last half of Wayne's World 2 is basically a Graduate parody. And as a kid, I didn't know that. You know, like, to me, it was just an original thing. He's going to the wedding, and he's beating on the glass, like, no, don't marry him, and stuff. I didn't know anything about The Graduate at that point. And I only, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, even seen The Graduate. One of this guy I used to hang out with made me watch it. And, but the second Wayne's World is very, very dependent on movie references. And if you don't know the movies, you're just kind of like, you know, it just kind of doesn't hit as hard. What's up, Ani? I'm not a big Tool fan. I never have been. My thing with Tool is that people who are fans of Tool, I find to be a lot of times assholes. They think they're like intellectually superior to people who don't listen to Tool, and it's always kind of gotten on my nerves. It's just like, you're not better than me because you listen to a band, okay? And, you know, most of the time that people that I knew that listened to Tool were dipshits to begin with. And that was like their one interesting quality, was that the fact that they listened to Tool. It's just not interesting to me. Thanks, Jawbreaker. Admittedly, I feel bad for Chris Chan. He was clearly in need of help, but none of the adults in his life cared. Then he had the internet bullying. I don't feel sorry for him, dude. I mean, at what point, okay, do you stop believing these people that are fucking with you, dude? I mean, you can only blame the trolls so much. Yeah, they should be charged too. They are, you know, accomplices. But I can't deal with it, dude. I mean, how stupid can he possibly be? Pretentious, yeah, pretentious. A lot of Tool fans are pretentious. A lot of prog metal nerds are like that, yeah. I just don't find Tool to be that memorable or interesting, a lot of their stuff. They got, Lateralis. I mean, they got stuff that I like, but I don't know. Their new album was good. I liked it, but a lot of hardcore fans didn't even like the new album. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't have any sympathy for Chris Chan, dude. He's thrown everybody under the bus, including his own family, for his own needs, dude. I mean, this man robs his own mother. So this man is kicked out of the house and takes hundreds of dollars out of his mother's account so he can go to the mall and buy a bunch of worthless, stupid crap. Okay? He's in jail. He's in fucking in front of the judge, throwing a hissy fit because he wants his My Little Pony figures and shit brought to his cell. Like, he's a fuck, dude, and I have no sympathy for him. Thanks, Colin. I had a manager at an old job that thought he was intellectually superior to me because he watched Dr. fucking Who and listened to Muse. He was a tool. My ex-girlfriend was all into that Doctor Who, dude. And she made me watch it with her. Ugh. Dude, like, some of it's good, but, like, I just don't get it. I don't get why it's... I mean, I guess that's, like, the UK's thing. And I got some fans in here from the UK. Maybe you can give me a different perspective on it. I don't know. I watched the entire series, I think, with that one guy. I don't know if his name's Capaldi or whatever. I can't remember his name. But she made me watch the whole series with him in it. He was only in it for, like, one series. And, no, not Capaldi. I can't remember what the guy's name was. But I watched that whole series. And it had some good episodes, but I just didn't think it was that great, that everybody flips out about it all the time. Thanks, Starbreaker. There's a band out there whose drummer plays the drums by banging his head against the drums. I wish I remembered the name. Huh, I didn't hear about that. Big Chungus, thanks, dude. Mary Lee Walsh is the only person who ever held Chris accountable for his actions. Yeah, dude. David Tennant, I think, is the one. Let me look it up. I'll tell you guys right now which Doctor Who series I watched. I think it is David Tennant. It's not Capaldi. I didn't watch that one. No, it's not Tennant. I watched... the Ninth Doctor. I watched the Eccleston guy. Yeah, he took Rose Tyler in to see the end of the world, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I watched him. So, Christopher Eccleston... I didn't watch the Tenet stuff. And then I watched a little bit of the Tenet guy. And then I didn't watch the 11th or the 12th. So we got a woman Doctor Who now. She can turn that fucking phone booth into a dildo and stick it up her ass. She can use that pen thing and put it up her butt. Thanks, Big Chungus. I'm British. Doctor Who sucks. That's what I like to hear, dude. Thanks, Mr. Dusk. $10, dude. Hell yeah. You ever heard of the band Sabaton? Was also wanted to add you on PSN if that's cool. Now that I finally got a PS5. Hell yeah, dude. Add me. Tuna Taco, bro. Yeah, I watched the Eccleston. The whole season with Eccleston in it or whatever. I do not know why. My camera is getting blurry. And put that atomic screwdriver up her butthole. Great idea for a porno. Fuck that bitch in the phone booth with the screwdriver in her ass. Your parents built the phone booth that's in their backyard. That's pretty weird. Pretty weird, Ani. Yeah, it was Eccleston, because he only had one season. Thanks, Morduke. What would you say your top 5 music artists are? Oh, God, dude, that's hard. That's really hard. I'd have to really think about that, dude, because, I mean, as much as I like Bungle, would I put Bungle on there when they only had 3 albums? One of which I don't even like? I don't know. I'd have to really think about that. Thanks, Jawbreaker. Seeing Chris Chan will assume his secret identity, the rapist ninja. He's already there, bro. Except without the ninja part. He's just the rapist. I would probably put Iron Maiden on there. Rush. I don't know, man. I'd have to really think about that. I don't know if I'd put Bungle on there or not. For 2 albums, and one of which is weird as fuck, that I wouldn't even really say is that good. I just like it. Rush would be on there. I'm not that big a fan of Faith No More, dude. I mean, I like I love Epic. It's one of my favorite songs. Angel Dust is a great album. But The Real Thing is too hit and miss. Fool for a Lifetime is not that great of an album. Their new album I felt was alright, but it was really short. Starship. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Jefferson Starship, dude. We will go do this dream together. Fuck the butt right now. Put the dick all in her mouth. Bust a nut in her mouth. Do it right now. Yeah, I like that song. I think those are the lyrics. Cygnus X1 by Rush is definitely a banger. Thanks, Vito. What's up, bro? What's your birthday? Happy birthday, bro. Thanks for another immaculate stream. Hell yeah, dude. You know I got you, bruh. You like Mr. Bungle's self-titled in California, dislike the others. Well, there's not really much else. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city on rock and roll. I never liked that song. I've been listening to some Supertramp lately. Supertramp's good. It's illogical. Illogical. Supertramp's a weird band. There ain't nothing that sounds like Supertramp, dude. I was with some girls who I would call Supertramp. Except without the super, just tramp. Illogical, imentical. I like that one song, that Goodbye Stranger. I really, really like Goodbye Stranger. Goodbye Stranger, it's been nice. Hope you find your paradise. See your point of view. Gonna fuck your butt right now. Goodbye Stranger. They're just a weird band, dude. Nothing sounded like them at the time, and I don't think anything really sounds like them right now. I mean, that album, that song came out in like 1980s, 81 or something. It was a really early 80s album. Scorpions are awesome. Scorpions are a band that I always forget about. And I don't know how I can. Like, when you listen to, like, rock stations on the radio anymore, they don't hardly play Scorpions. Like, I can't remember the last time I heard, like, Rock You Like a Hurricane or anything on the radio in, like, fucking forever. Oh, Rat is a one-hit wonder. Round and round, what goes around comes around. Bon Jovi sucks now. He sucked back then, too. Bon Jovi's a chick band. No one like you. Yeah, I never hear it anymore around here. Rock You Like a Hurricane. Or Winds of Change. Big city life. Van Halen sucks. I'm gonna lay it down, guys. I'm sorry. Here, come here. Van Halen sucks. They're not good. I'm sorry. You know, I even went back again after Eddie died, dude, and I went through their stuff. They suck. They're not a good band. They're a wasted. They are literally the definition of wasted potential, dude. They're wasted potential, dude. They did not. My dad, even when I went through my Van Halen phase in the early 2000s, my dad told me that. My dad's like, they're wasted potential. They did not reach what they should have reached. With a guitarist of that caliber, they should have gotten way higher than what they reached, dude. Instead, they wasted it on fucking cover songs and stupid poppy bullshit through most of the 80s, dude. It's not good. Their self-titled album rocks. Okay? I bought it back in the day. I had it. That's what got me into the band. And I was telling my dad, thanks, Bad Big. Billy Joel sucks. I agree with that, too. But their self-titled is awesome. Okay? And I'm just like, oh my god, this band rocks. Let's listen to Van Halen 2 now. Not as good. Let's listen to Diver Down. No, not good. And it's just, dude, it's like everything they released after the self-titled up to 1984. And then 1984 had some hits on it, but it's hits that you've heard so much on the radio that if I never heard Jump again, next time I hear Jump, I'm going to jump off a fucking bridge. Okay? Hot for Teacher sucks. 1984 and Van Halen 1, dude, everything else is dog shit. And I like Right Now, that song Right Now they did with Hagar, and that's it. Thanks, Bloody Rage. Were people actually getting knocked out and pushed off the machine back in the day for spamming moves in the arcade? I missed that whole era. I wasn't a big arcade guy, dude. I imagine that people got into arguments about that. You could spam moves. I never understood that argument, okay? If you're playing a fighting game and someone's spamming a move, spam moves yourself. You can play the same character and spam the same moves. There's not against the law. Do it. You know, like if somebody you're playing with is a pussy ass bitch, do it. Spam the moves. The first Van Halen album is fantastic. I mean, Running with the Devil, you know, like Eruption, you know, you got all these. I mean, it's good, but like, arguably, they fell into this trap of doing cover songs. Why are they doing covers of Pretty Woman? Like, why? What are they doing? Like, they wasted their potential, dude. You got this awesome guitarist, and through the 80s, it wasn't even a guitar-focused band anymore. they should have been better, dude. I mean, like, I would say Aerosmith even reinvented themselves better and came back stronger than Van Halen did. Through the 90s, I mean, Van Halen was a non-presence. They had Van Halen 3 with that new singer, which was horrendous. Then they didn't have another album until, like, 2012 or some shit. Diver Down is puke pile. It's a puke pile. David Lee Roth is not that great of a singer. He's a fucking dumbass. You know, my dad said that he's seen them live and they sucked. He's a fucking asshat. I'll take Toys in the Attic over fucking Van Halen, dude. And I don't even like Aerosmith. Bruce Springsteen sucks. I'm sorry, dude. Springsteen can suck a fat dick. Thanks, Strawberry. Play Street Fighter Alfalfa 3. I don't know if that's a game, dude. I don't think that's real. Street Fighter Alfalfa. Little Rascals is in the Street Fighter? I didn't know that. Blue Oyster Cult's good. I like them. I saw them live. They were good. It's funny, I probably told you guys a story, but way back in the day, it was like late 90s? Early 2000s. We were going to see Blue Oyster Cult at the Nutter Center. We have this place around here called the Nutter Center, and it was an outside concert, and it was this thing called Rib Fest. And they had like all these little carts set up with ribs. You could try different ribs. It was weird. And they had these other bands that were on before them, and this big fucking storm came in. Like, it was tornado style weather. And literally right when Blue Oyster Cult took the stage, this fucking storm came in and just rocked the whole place. Dude, they evacuated everybody at the Nutter Center. My dad was like, nah, fuck that. So we got in the car, we're gonna leave. My brother's freaking out. Go to the Nutter Center! Go to the Nutter Center, we're gonna die! Like, it was bad, dude. Like, our car was like fucking swaying, the winds were fucking crazy, so I didn't even get to see him. I got a shirt from it. I think I still have that shirt somewhere. But I ended up seeing him years later. Thanks, Strawbreaker. Street Fighter Alpha 3. I'm enjoying just talking to you guys for now, but we'll get to some games here momentarily. I don't like the Doors, dude. I don't like the Doors. I mean, if I want to read some poetry, you know, I'll read Morrison's lyrics. If I want to listen to some actual music that's jammy and that I want to listen to, I'm not going to listen to the Doors, dude. The Who, there's a few songs I like for The Who. I like Bob O'Reilly, and you know, there's a few songs here and there, but I don't like anything from the Doors. I feel like he's a good poet. He's good at writing, you know, meaningful lyrics, but when it comes to actually writing a song that I want to listen to, I'm not going to put Riders on the Storm on and jam to it. It's boring. Steely Dan. Every time I hear Steely Dan, I think of George Carlin. He's like, they got these stupid phone messages with Steely Dan playing. I think I've ever even heard a Steely Dan song, dude. The Who is your dad's favorite band? I don't understand why they didn't call that song Teenage Wasteland. Why is it called Baba O'Reilly? I've never really done any actual searching as to why that song's called Baba O'Reilly. I think everybody just calls it Teenage Wasteland. Bum, bum, bum. Motley Crue is... Motley Crue is not that good, dude. Motley Crue was a band back in the day. Thanks, KT. You're legit entertaining the lesson too. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, bro. Um, Motley Crue was not a popular band back in the day with a lot of hard rockers, dude. They thought they were just a bunch of sellouts, and my dad included, because they had like Shout at the Devil and like heavier stuff when they first came out, and then they just turned into like a hair metal poppy bullshit. Girls, girls, girls. Stupid. Theater of Pain and all that shit. Thanks, Strawbreaker. Speaking of sexual abusers, why hasn't Dan Schneider been kidnapped yet? He needs to be brought to justice. I don't know, dude. He's just a fat piece of shit that probably has an army of lawyers. I wouldn't say Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd definitely got better after Sid, I agree. But I wouldn't say that the Beatles are overrated, dude. Like, I feel like when people say stuff like that, they're just trying to be, like, controversial with an opinion like that. Like, the Beatles were good. The Beatles, I mean, there wasn't nobody doing a lot of what the Beatles were doing. I mean, when you listen to Helter Skelter and you realize when that song came out and you listen to it and you're just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Nobody's doing anything like that around that time. Like, they have a lot of good songs. They're not my favorite band, but I recognize what they accomplished and stuff like that. But I've just never really seen them as an albums band. Like, they're more of a singles band. So if I bought like the Beatles #1 or the Beatles Greatest Hits, that's pretty much all I need with the Beatles. Queens of the Stone Age, I had their songs for the deaf. That was okay. That bump bump banana bump banana bump bump. I see the dick. I'm gonna suck the dick. I can't even listen to that song anymore, dude. Bump bump banana bump banana. I like the cover art to that album. That red with the pitchfork. Smashing Pumpkins are good. Beatles are trash. Everyone who's covered their songs did it better. Yeah, but it's their songs. So, that's like saying, Silent Rob, you're trash. Everybody who did parodies of your videos did them better. Like, yeah, but I did them first. So, I mean, they wrote the songs. Like, how can you say that somebody who just took the song and redid it and made it sound a little bit better is better when they wrote the fucking songs? Motorhead, I don't get, dude. I don't get it. I feel like Motorhead is famous more for Lemmy and his antics and his whole persona and the way that he interacted with other rockers, and other rockers gave him respect because he was an OG partier that partied with him and stuff like that, and he was able to build this whole thing up. I just don't feel like Motorhead is just like has a lot of stuff that I would ever want to listen to. And I've listened to a lot of their stuff, and it's not for me. But here, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. What are your thoughts on the Lulu album with Lou Reed? That was horrible. That was garbage. Nickelback is AIDS. Nickelback is not even a band, dude. Nickelback is like a board meeting that comes together and they're like, okay, this is how we make songs for the lowest common denominator for people that, you know, are gonna buy it, that have no real eclectic musical taste and will just buy anything we regurgitate. I don't like Lou Reed to begin with, really. Incubus. Creed. Oh my god, dude. I haven't even heard anybody even say Creed in fucking years. Deep Purple or Rainbow? Oh, man, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd probably give the edge to Rainbow because I like Dio quite a bit. Deep Purple had some jammy jams. I love Perfect Strangers, dude. Perfect Strangers. Perfect Strangers is my favorite Deep Purple song. And then Man on the Silver Mountain. I like Led Zeppelin, dude, but I think they're played out. I think Led Zeppelin's played out. I just can't really listen to them anymore, dude. I mean, if Stairway to Heaven comes on, I have to leave the state. Like, I have to get away. I can't deal with it, dude. Any of it. I appreciate that they were a good band, but it's like, fuck, dude. Highway Star. Bow, bow. Everybody gonna put my burn. I'm gonna shoot my shoot on. Bow, 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 bow. Hey, I'm a fucking machine. I'm gonna fuck that butt. Yep, Highway Star, I know. I had a Greatest Hits album back in the day of Deep Purple. But I don't think it had Perfect Strangers on it, strangely. Is there any Perfect Strangers fans in here? Also like that Knocking at Your Back Door. Knocking at Your Back Door is about anal sex too, by the way. How they somehow managed to get that song all over the radio back then is an absolute mystery, dude. That song is literally about anal sex. If you look up the lyrics to Knocking at Your Back Door, it's about butt sex. Factually. I like Cake, the food, and the band. They're one of those weird talk bands that like they play the music and then the guy's like talking instead of singing. Go the distance. I'm gonna go the distance. They were really big when I was in school for like 2 albums or something. Red Hot Chili Peppers is super AIDS. Red Hot Dick Suckers. Cannot stand Red Hot Chili Peppers, dude. They're in my top 5 worst bands of all time. Every fucking song sounds the same, dude. Every goddamn song. Here's Red Hot Chili Peppers' greatest hits with such hits as Give It Away Now, Give It Away, Give It Away, Give It Away Now, Give It Away, Give It Away, Give It Away Now. And then their multi-platinum selling hit, Give It Away Now, Give It Away, Give It Away, Give It Away Now, Give It Away, Give It Away, Give It Away. And let's not forget some of the deeper cuts like Give It Away Now, Give It Away, Give It Away, Give It Away Now, Give It Away, Give It Away, Give It Away Now. Every fucking song, dude, they suck. I think Red Hot Chili Peppers are a rip-off of Big Boys. They need to rip off someone who's good. Because I can't handle it, dude. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Sucks. They had that Blood, Sweat, Semen, Magic album, or whatever the fuck it was, and then I think Under the Bridge is like the only song from them I don't want to kill myself by listening to. Thanks, Big Chungus. Thoughts on REM? The only song I can even think with REM is that 6 o'clock, 2 hour in the bed, that one song from Tommy Boy. I don't really know too much about REM. Thanks, Pika. You see Muda video on Super Mario Brothers for $2 million. Yeah, I watched it. I don't know if I would say Sublime is great. I don't think I can say Sublime is great off like one fucking album, dude. Like, I mean, you know, that's like saying Blind Melon is a great band. They had, you know, one album. You know, you got the lead singer that fucking dies after one goddamn album. I can't call a band great from that. Did they have great songs? Yeah, but I mean, they're fucking done in the height of their fucking shit. I mean, I think the Sublime lead singer died before that album even came out. Three good albums? I only know Sublime off that one really big album they had. Thanks, Pete. Slipknot. I don't know, man. Slipknot self-titled was really popular when I was in school, along with Iowa. But as far as that goes, they had one song. I can't remember the name of it. They had one song off the Subliminal Verses that I liked. That was pretty good. How come nobody talks about Coheed and Cambria anymore? I bet I've missed like 14 albums from Coheed. Let me look at like where they're at now, because I haven't listened to them in a while. I like Coheed. Nobody talks about Coheed and Cambria anymore, dude. Like, literally, I stopped listening to them. They're good. I have no problems with them. But literally, back in Good Apollo on Burning Star 4 Volume 2, I think I stopped. So I missed Year of the Black Rainbow, The Afterman. There's 2 fucking parts of that. The Color Before the Sun, Vaxis Act 1. So I've missed a lot of Coheed, dude. I think it is Duality that I liked. Yeah, it's Duality. Coheed is really good, but you gotta enjoy a lead singer that sounds like he's been kicked in the nuts. You know, like, I hated that singer at first, dude. When that Welcome Home and Welcome Home, I really like that song, but it's just like that lead singer is rough. He sounds like he had his nuts fucking cut off with a chainsaw. Thanks, Dark Lord. Hey man, finally caught a stream. I've been listening to the band Viral. Viral. I like that. That's a good band name. You like Devin Townsend? I know Pete Townsend. I don't know Devin Townsend. Pika 52, thanks, dude. Metal Gear Rising OST is so good, mostly boss songs. Oh yeah, dude. I gotta play Metal Gear Rising. I haven't played it in forever. Uriah Heep is literally a band I know like nothing about. So maybe I'll get into them. I mean, what are they? Prog rock? I know nothing about Uriah Heep, dude. I think that's a terrible band name. I think that's a stupid band name, but there are fans of it. I mean, that must be good. Oh, Devin is Pete's half brother. Okay. So Muda. Moved it in the hizzy. Lacuna Coil, yeah, I remember them. Seven Dust, I remember them. Didn't Seven Dust... I think Seven Dust... Here, let me get this fucking camera. I think Seven Dust's lead singer was a black guy, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure. And he rocked it, dude. I always appreciate when like black guys are lead singers of like metal bands and stuff, because it just doesn't happen very often. I wish it happened more. Because 9 times out of 10 they always rock it. Like, you know, Living Colour, they were a good rock band. You just don't see it very often. The Cult's pretty good. That's a good band. Thanks, Big Bat. Bad Big Body. Bad Big Body. Wesley Willis. I say black guy singer, and all of a sudden you think of Wesley Willis. McDonald's makes you fat. They give you heart attacks. Big Macs are gross. I eat them anyways, because they're good. Rock and roll McDonald. Rock and roll McDonald. He sucked. Wesley Willis sucked ass. He's literally famous for being a meme. Every song was the same thing, dude. It was the same beat. It was just different lyrics. And it's literally the same time signature for every song. He had like 5,000 songs, and they were all the same. I can't handle it, dude. Sucks. Yngwie Malmsteen, yeah, he's boss. Ice-T's metal band. I think I've heard of that. Faith No More's original singer black? I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't know too much about Faith No More before they got Mike Patton. I was talking about Metallica earlier. Grant McDonald. Wasn't he the bad guy in Happy Gilmore? I think it's Christopher McDonald or something. I don't know. I'm just enjoying sitting here talking to you guys, man. I really am. What's better, GameCube or PS2? I gotta say PS2, man. I mean, I just did not do much with the GameCube. I want to go halvesies on that $2 million Super Mario. Yeah, I got you, bro. Let me find my wallet. Where's my wallet at? I'll get you, bro. I got you. I'll put it on my credit card. Suicide Boys, I've heard them before. Yeah, I just like chilling and talking to you guys, man. I like these question and answer type streams, man. Get to know each other. Thanks, Jawbreaker. Ever listened to Husker Du? I have heard them before, yeah. GameCube just collected dust in our room, guys. I'm telling you, I mean, Metroid Prime, you know, I had Tales of Symphonia, you know, Metroid Prime 2, which I didn't even like, and Zelda Wind Waker, and a few other games. I didn't have that much on GameCube, dude. I really didn't. Like, it to me, that system is just not that great. It's just not. It didn't have enough games. Yeah, somebody told me that AVGN made a video, and somebody was like, I made a video responding to your criticisms, Rob, and I thought he's gonna actually mention me in a video, which I didn't think he actually did, because if they did, my fucking channel would be bombarded by a bunch of fucking dumbass idiots, and it wasn't, so I figured that was bullshit. The Ian Gillan Black Sabbath albums. I like Black Sabbath. Like, Black Sabbath's never been one of my favorite bands. You know, I'm not going to sit here and, say that they were ever my favorite bands in any capacity, but, I mean, they have good songs. I would probably say Sweet Leaf is my favorite song by Black Sabbath. I like the Heaven and Hell Mob Rules era with Dio. The Ian Gillan stuff was pretty good. They had some good stuff through the 80s. I just don't like them as much as some people do. Thanks, Strawberry. SNES and Switch are the best Nintendo systems. Yeah, I think you're right on that. You throw the NES in there too, bro. NES, SNES, Switch. I mean, you probably grew up, Ocarina Hero. You probably grew up with the N64 and the GameCube. I mean, those were probably your childhood systems, and that's what you knew, and that's what you loved, and that's great. I grew up with NES and Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo was the first system that I got for my birthday. It was my system. That was my jam. N64, I didn't play N64 that much. I played PS1. GameCube, PS2, I wasn't even playing games that much at that point in time. I was doing drugs and listening to music, so. And PS3 came out, that's when I got back into games. I got my YouTube page going, and I have a lot of fond memories with PS3, even though I have a hard time going back to it now. And PS4, PS5, I mean, classic sauce. See, a lot of people tell me they like Volume 4 Black Sabbath, and I don't get it. I was listening to that album in my car the other day, and I didn't think it was that great of an album. But, I don't know. Heaven and Hell is the bomb, though. Heaven and Hell! PS1 spanked the fuck out of N64, dude. It's just factual. Muda said it. It's facts. N64, yeah, it had advantages, but it didn't use them to the best of its ability. I mean, what good is the N64 being able to have no load times when the cartridges could hold like 1 megabyte of data? Who gives a fuck, And then the games all cost more. So N64 games were always expensive. So when I was brought to the store, my dad would be like, okay, go pick out a game. I always picked a PS1 game because they were cheap. You could get 2 games for fucking $20 as opposed to one N64 game for $79.99. It was just complete and utter madness. Thanks, cool guy. Tank controls with fixed camera angles. You a fan? Don't bother me, dude. I grew up with that stuff. Resident Evil, Tomb Raider, all that stuff. I mean, Tomb Raider 2 was the first PS1 game I ever got. It had tank controls. I mean, I don't prefer them. They're not my favorite, but I can handle it. The best Led Zeppelin album was Coda. That was wrong. That was the most wrong thing I've ever read in my life, dude. Take it back, Peter. Take it back, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? You gonna come into my dojo and say something so retarded? That's the first time anybody's ever typed that, dude. I'm surprised you didn't end the universe right now by typing that sentence. You're gonna break the space-time continuum saying Led Zeppelin's best album was Coda. The fuck out my face with that. Thanks, Victor. $20, dude. Appreciate that. Been a fan since 2009. You heard much love from Brooklyn, New York. Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate that, Victor. That's awesome. Coda was garbage. What are you talking about? Coda wasn't even an album. It was a bunch of B-sides left over from other albums. It was a puke pile, dude. You'd rather listen to Coda than Led Zeppelin. Ah! What the fuck? Heart attack stroke combo platter. That was a reference to one of your vids. Okay, maybe I said it. Maybe I was goofing. I don't know. It's gross, though. Thanks, Ashley. Hot take, N64 was a failure compared to the SNES. Small library and people talk about the same 15 games. There's a reason it lost to the Saturn in Japan. I agree. Wholeheartedly. The N64 did not reach its potential, dude. I mean, everybody's fond memories of this system is literally based off the same games. The same, I wouldn't even say 15 games. I'd say 5 to 10 games. You know, you're talking GoldenEye, you're talking Mario Kart, you know, you're talking Ocarina of Time. You know, it's the same games. When you're talking PS1, dude, it's all over the place on what people liked. You know, you're talking all the RPGs that it had. You're talking like all these action adventure games, you know, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, all these really, really niche games. There's so much on the PS1. And everybody had a different experience with the PS1. You know, Crash Bandicoot, like, whatever your jammy jams was. N64, it's the same shit. Everybody has the same memories of the same, we're gonna... Life... I saw this meme the other day where it's like, life never got any better than homies coming over and eating some pizza playing GoldenEye. Dude, if your life never got any better than that, of having a couple of your friends over playing GoldenEye and eating a slice of pizza... I feel bad for you, son. I really do, okay? Because my life got way better than that, alright? And I was fucking bitches' buttholes, you know, fucking fans are coming on buses to come fucking see me. I made my fucking YouTube page. I've had a blast. I've had a really fucking fun time. I bought my house, you know what I mean? Like, way better times than playing GoldenEye and eating a piece of pizza, okay? That's pretty bad if that's the best your life ever got. Thanks, Flame Hero. PS1 was more similar to SNES and N64. Felt like a more natural transition. N64 was like, what the fuck is this crap? Dude, people forget how expensive that fucking system was, too, dude. Like, all the games were crazy expensive forever. Thanks, Slowpoke. I agree. Even growing up with the N64, I can't go back to it. I find myself going back to PS1 games all the time. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Yeah, life never got any better than 4-player GoldenEye, dude. Hang it up, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you if that's as best as it ever got for you. Shit. You know, put your dick in a girl's butthole one time, and that's already better than any game I've ever played, in my opinion. I'm just saying. You know? I destroyed this black girl's butthole one time, dude. I told you guys about that. I fucking destroyed it. Hollowed it out. She's like, my booty hurts. I was like... I bet. That's what I said. I was like, I bet. It's had a big old fat dick in it. Balls deep. You know? Good times. I had one girl fan. There was this black girl. Got on 2 or 3 separate Greyhound buses to come here to suck my dick. That's all she wanted to do. Suck my dick. She came, stayed with me, and sucked my dick for 2 days straight. That was better than GoldenEye. So I don't know what to tell you guys. If GoldenEye multiplayer is the best it ever got. Okay, it's time to move on. And GoldenEye don't even hold up anymore. I played it not too long ago with my brother. It's not good. Okay? Not good. The way that the gun like swivels around and like does this shit when you move and everything just looks like shit. Everybody's faces are like, you know, they don't fucking move. It just looks like shit, dude. PS1 for all day, every day. I don't know. I find PS2 hard to go back to, man. Here, hold on. My camera keeps going out of focus, and I don't know why. There we go. Metal Gear Solid is probably better than any game on the N64. Other than Ocarina of Time. I really like Ocarina of Time. Like, if I didn't own Ocarina of Time back then, and like one of my brothers got it, I feel like I wouldn't have anything on N64 to go back to at all. Like, I feel like I wouldn't give a rat's ass about that system, dude. Numa Numa. Numa Numa. So what's going on with Boogie? Is he getting plugged up in prison yet? What's going on? I can only imagine what the prisoners in that jail are doing with Chris Chan, dude. I can only imagine. Him going up talking to him about Sonichu and stuff, dude. I mean, he probably just gets punched in the neck immediately. Get the fuck out of my face, bitch. Dude, I played Star Fox 64, the Star Fox 3D version on the DS, and played it the other day. I beat it. Dude, that game does not hold up, dude. It does not hold up. It is not good, dude. It's bad. It's an extremely basic shooter, dude. With, like, no power-ups at all. You got, like, one gun and a bomb. I mean, like, there's multiple ways you can go in the levels, which is kind of cool, but Star Fox 64 does not hold up, dude. He's with his gal pals. Chris Chan gonna get destroyed. Chris Chan's so stupid, he would fall for the dropping the soap thing multiple times within the same fucking hour. They'd drop the soap, fucking give it, fucking rail his butt, and then 5 minutes later they'd drop the soap again. He'd go and pick it up again because he's so fucking stupid, dude. Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. It's just, Star Fox 64 is just basic bitch sauce. It's boring. I find it to be a really, really boring game. Like I said, like, what surprises me the most about it is, like, the lack of power-ups and the lack of anything different in it. Like, it's super easy. Like, I beat it in, like, 45 minutes. Like, it's just, there's no power-ups for your ship. You got the same gun throughout the whole thing. I mean, you have to try to, like, die in this game, dude. Like, you gotta, like, dick around and do, like, really, really try to die in this game. Do a barrel roll. Thanks, Arcades. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, bitches. I'm gonna look on DoorDash and maybe order me some food. Spend $40 on a $10 meal because that's the DoorDash way. What the hell is Jars by Jazz? What the fuck is that? I don't know what sounds good. Quad Whopper in a meat stack, meat tower. I might just go get some food, dude. DoorDash is too expensive. Thanks, Ashley. N64 carts were expensive, so people had like 5 games max. Also, it lacked entire genres. 1 RPG, no fighting games on the heels of SNES is bad. It's weird to me. It's weird that RPGs were such a non-thing on that system, dude. Like, I mean, I get the space requirements, but, I mean, there's RPGs on Super Nintendo, NES. I mean, you could have made it in 2D graphics. I mean, you didn't have to be in 3D if it was that difficult to do. Like, it's weird to me. RPGs are the #1 genre in Japan, and the system had, like, none. It's fucking weird, dude. What's worse, Kikassia or the AVGN movie? I couldn't even watch Kikassia, dude. I lasted about 10 minutes in that, so I would probably say Kikassia. At least AVGN had somewhat of a professional look to it. And not this fucking kid with a camcorder look that Kikassia had. They actually had a Mortal Kombat game on N64. They had a couple. I had Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which was the first game I ever got on the N64. It's funny, like my brothers, we got the N64 for Christmas, and my brothers just took over, dude. My brother somehow got my parents talked into getting him Mario 64, even though I was the Mario guy and had all the Mario games at the time. My brother threw a big fit, and he wanted Mario 64, so he got that. And I was left with fucking Mortal Kombat Trilogy. This is when the N64 first came out. So I didn't have a very good launch period with the N64 to begin with. And then Mortal Kombat 4 was on N64 also, which that game sucked. That's where I dipped out of Mortal Kombat for a while, was Mortal Kombat 4. To be fair, would you want to play a fighting game with the N64 controller? I wouldn't want to play anything with the N64 controller. Going back to it, you really realize how bad the N64 controller was. Like, why did they think it was a good idea to put no padding or plastic, soft plastic on that joystick at all is beyond me. Like, why? Why did they do that? They literally made it the hardest, most horrible plastic ever. I get it's like, you know, sticks, like analog sticks weren't a big thing at that point in time, but they existed before that. It was horrible, dude. You know, you play Mario Party 2 or 3 times on an N64 controller. I mean, that thing is finished. And then it looks like it needed Viagra. Like the fucking stick's all fucking dangling down. You can just like fucking hit it, and it's just fucking terrible. That's another thing about going back to N64. It's like, it's hard to even find controllers that are even, you know, first party that are decent. And if you find them, they're expensive. So just emulate N64. Like, people are like, oh, I want to go back and play it on the original system. Why? Why? The cartridges are expensive as fuck. It's hard enough to even hook up the system to your TV. The controllers are almost impossible to find anymore. You know, like, you can't find the games. And if you do find the games, you're not going to find the boxes or the books or anything with them. It's going to be a cartridge with the label half gone on it. It looks like it's been chewed by a dog. Was the Saturn or the Dreamcast good? I would say that the Dreamcast has its moments. Saturn in America was not good. It was not. Now, if you had a Saturn back then and you knew how to dip into the import scene, Saturn has its moments. It has some good games. I feel like Saturn fanboys and Sega fanboys definitely hype that system up to where it doesn't need to be. I don't think the Saturn is that great. Unless you can, you know, speak Japanese and play these Japanese games and stuff like that. But the Japanese Saturn is definitely where it's at. Do not collect for Saturn. Like, I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's 146 people in here. Don't do it. I tried collecting for the Saturn back in, like, 2007. And it was expensive to collect for. Okay, like, the games were impossible to find. When you found them, disc rot was starting to show its ugly face at that point in time. I can only imagine what the disc rot problems are now. Because for some reason, Sega, they just went cheap on the discs. So Dreamcast, Saturn, like, they have really bad disc rot problems. Sega CD, you do not want to collect for Sega Saturn. You're going to spend $800 on $800 to $1,000 on Panzer Dragoon Saga, and it's going to not even be playable because of the disc rot. And at that video game store I used to go to that my friend Spencer worked at, he had a copy of Panzer Dragoon Saga, and I asked, I'm like, can I look at that? And he handed it to me. He's like, "What's up? You want to just look at the disc, see if there's scratches?" I'm like, "I want to see if there's disc rot." And he didn't even know about disc rot. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's got disc rot." So he had it priced for like $800 for Panzer Dragoon Saga, and I held it up to the light, and you could see pinholes of light coming through the disc. I was like, "Dude, this disc is trash. It's trash. It's done, dude. Do not collect for Sega Saturn. And if you do, check your games out. They're probably rotting away." That's why emulation is the way to go. But Saturn's hard to emulate for. I mean, I think it's gotten better, but Sega cheaped out on the discs, dude. Same thing with Sega CD. Sega CD, Saturn, and Dreamcast. They all suffer from it. The games are hard to find, and they got disc rot problems. You're going to spend $800 on a game that doesn't even work. Dreamcast is, I don't know, man. Dreamcast had some good games, but it's not what people make it out to be. PS1, I've never had any games with disc rot. I have my collection of PS1. It's huge. I have a huge collection of PS1. I think I've showed it before. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to call it for now. I got to go eat something. I've been streaming for 2 hours, so 147 people in here. That's fucking cool, though. But I'm going to try to come back. I got to eat. I'm going to see how I feel. Get a few things done around the house. And I won't say for sure I'm going to come back, but I'm going to try. Everybody's off work and stuff now, so it might be a good idea to come back. Thanks, guys. This was a fun stream. Very fun. Yeah, I gotta eat something. Fucking starving. Later, guys. Guys, take care. Appreciate the donations, guys. You guys always hook me up. You're very generous.